Hi, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Emily.
And today we're going to be playing a little game called Catchphrase and a little bit of Act Out, just so you can get a better understanding of what occupational therapy is. And for this game, we're going to be playing a little role play. So she's going to be the OT, and I'm going to be the PTA student. Let's get started.
All right. Here we go. So, the first term, it's going to be 2 words. The second word has to do with what people do after they maybe had an injury or something, like in a rehab setting.
Therapy.
Yep, very good. That's the second one. So for the first word, it's the type of therapy. This type of therapy, they really focus on using activities that people complete each day that they either enjoy doing or have to do. They incorporate these activities into the therapy to make it very meaningful to the client, and they really focus on the quality of life for the client.
Occupational therapy?
Yes, very good. That's the first one. Okay, now this next one also has to do kind of along those lines. The second word is the same as the first.
So therapy?
Yes, yep. And then the first word in this, sometimes occupational therapists, many times they work alongside these, actually is what you're doing.
Physical therapy.
Yes, very good. Okay, this one is a type of adaptive equipment that we sometimes will have to give our clients to be able to help them be able to do those activities independently. Sometimes if they're not able to transfer from different areas, like from the bath to the shower, and they need extra help being able to get there. It's 2 words. The second word has to do with not running, but slower than running.
Walking?
Yes. So that's has to do with the second word. The first word is like a ball, and you kind of drop it.
Rolling walker?
Yes, rolling walker. Very good. Okay. Okay, this one is another type of adaptive equipment we use. This helps with what do you put on your feet before you put on shoes?
Socks.
Yes. So it helps to put socks on your feet. So what's another word for like helping someone?
Like aiding?
Yes.
So sock aid?
Yes, very good. That helps them be able to put their socks on. They can't bend down. Okay, so this you a lot of times see us work, do this as occupational therapists in pediatrics with young kids. If they have like overstimulation from like an input from noise or light or smell, or sometimes an stimulation.
So your senses?
Yes, so it's the first word, and it has to do with kind of putting them, introducing them to them, or kind of
Like integrating.
Yes.
So sensory integration?
Yes, very good. Okay, this is very important in any therapy session we do with a client. We have to start here. We have to create this from the base. It has to do with the way in which we're going to do the therapy. So the type of the way the session's going to run, the type of thing we're going to focus on. When you kind of almost sounds like intervene, like it's kind of almost using the word. It might be a little bit cheating, but yes. But this is like the baseline of kind of what we start with when we are figuring out what we're going to do with them in their therapy session. We come up with a
like the intervention.
Yes, very good. Okay, so this has to do with a lot of more of the mental aspect in the therapy, because we don't focus on just the physical. We also focus on the mental state, because we know that's a very important aspect in the quality of the patient, and their mental health is just as important as the physical. So this has to do with helping them be able to manage the way they feel. The first word is another word for like feelings, so like sadness, happiness.
Emotions.
Yes, so that's the first word, and then has to do with the first word. The second one has to do with managing it or being
Controlling.
Another word for controlling, yes.
Regulating.
Yes, very good.
So emotional regulation?
Yes, you've got it. Okay, this one is 2 words also. It has to do with, this is what we do when we're teaching them an activity, and we're teaching them in steps, and we show them the steps and do it with them, and then we have them do the first step by themselves, and then go through the last steps with them. Then we have them do the first step again, and then the second step by themselves, and then do the rest, and then we continue that until they do all the steps by themselves. The first word for this is not backwards, but
Forward.
yes, and then the second word for it has to do with like when there's links together, like metal links. You have
Chain?
Yes.
Forward chaining?
Yes, very good. Let's see. All right, so this has to do with, it's short for Pam, or Pam is short for this, and it has to do with what we do when we're prepping a client before maybe moving their muscles, if they're kind of sore. Maybe this, these would be like ice or heat pack. That's 3 words. The first word is not,
Like for
let's see, it's tangible, so it's,
like physical?
yes, yep, and then the second word has to do with like, this could be like somebody you think of like a double, like a spy, like a double, like he's a spy, he's, or like a detective.
Oh, an agent?
Yes, yep. So that's physical agent, and then the last word is, trying to figure out how to say these.
Like modalities?
Yes,
That probably,
yep,
okay.
yep. So physical agent modalities, very good. Let's see, another one here. Okay, this is when we're planning like the intervention, we have to start with the activity that we're going to be doing, and when we want to go through an activity with one of our clients, we have to break it down. And I realized I said one of the words. And so this, you have to break it down into steps, and also what's required for it, and what like are some of the demands. So whether that's like the lighting you need or the amount of space to be able to complete it. But yeah, the first word I gave it away, but it has to do with, what would that be? What would you
Like your activity you're doing?
Yes, and then the second word has to do with when you're kind of looking it over and like.
I think you're analyzing?
Yes. So
So,
put them together.
activity analysis?
Yes, very good. Didn't mean to give that first word away, but
That's
okay. Okay, so this is 2 words. This has to do with a setting that the occupational therapist can work in. This is more like of a hospital setting, something where it's not long term, but it's more short term.
Acute?
Yes,
Acute
acute.
care.
Yep, very good. Yep. Okay, so this has to do with making an activity harder or easier, and we do this through a process it's the same term that teachers use when they go through their students'
Grading?
papers. Yes.
Great.
Yep. All right, this is another, this is a population that we can work with. We can work with pediatrics, the young kids, up to young adults and old adults, and then the elderly. So what's another word for the elderly generation?
Geriatrics?
Yes, very good. Let's see. Okay, this is something we measure when maybe somebody's had an accident and then they have limited, limited amount of how far they can reach their arm up, or if it's to their lower extremity, or to their hand or anything. We measure this. It's shortened to ROM. So the amount that they can like lift their arm. So.
Range of motion.
Yes, very good. That's very important for us, like when we're getting a baseline of where to start with the activity, to know how much, if they have a limited range of motion or not. Okay, this is something, it's 2 words. It has to do with some of the other ones I've already had, where it's like a rolling walker or a sock aid. It's different things we might give them to
Oh, you said it. Adaptive equipment.
Yes, very good. All right, these are something that has to do with smaller movements. So maybe like your fingers and like with writing and
Fine motor?
yes, fine motor
Skills.
Yes, very good. Okay, so this goes along with that one where I was telling you where we teach the steps, and we start at the beginning and have them do the first step and then the second by themselves.
The chaining thing?
Yes, very good. That's the second word. The first word has to do with teaching them that way, but the other way, starting with the last activity and going to the first activity. You still go through it, but you have them do the last activity by themselves. And
Backwards?
Yes, very good. So backward chain. Okay. This is an activity we might complete, help go through with the client in their therapy sessions to help them be able to do this independently. Everybody has to do this. It's something you do when you have to go to the bathroom.
Toileting.
Yes. Yep. That's always important. Everybody needs to be able to do that, and
That is right.
would like to be able to do that independently. So this also goes along with those not the small motions, but the bigger motions, more like running and jumping. And
Gross motor?
yes, gross motor skills. Yes. All right. So this is very important to us before we ever can dispatch a patient. We want to make sure that the client has this before going home, because we don't want them to be in danger for themselves or in a dangerous environment. So they need to have to be able to be
Like safe?
yes, that's the
Safety?
first word. Yes, safety, and they need to be like understanding of what's going on around.
Awareness?
Yes.
Safety awareness.
Very good. Okay, so this is another adaptive equipment. This is maybe if somebody can't bend down to pick things up, we'll give them this. It looks like a stick, and like you can like pinch the end of it to pick something up.
A reacher.
Yep.
Grabber.
Yep. Okay, so these are very important in occupational therapy. We always incorporate these into our therapy. That's short for ADLs. It's the different things that somebody does from day to day. So this could be brushing their teeth, brushing their hair, dressing, toileting, showering.
Activities of daily living.
Very good, yes. Okay. All right, so now what we could do is we can go through this, some of these, and act them out and see if you can get some of these from me not using any words and just acting them out.
Oh gosh, okay.
So, let's see how this goes. I will do this one. Okay, here we go.
Geriatrics.
Yes, very good.
I don't know how I got that.
Very good. Okay, let's see. Okay, so.
Running. Jumping jacks. Growth motor.
Yes!
Growth motor skills.
Very good. Okay, here's another one. Ready?
Rolling walker.
Yes, good job. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Writing. Small. Fine motor movements. Fine motor skills.
Yes, very good.
I said movements.
You're good. Okay, so, let's see.
Backwards. The chaining. Backwards chaining.
Yes, very good.
That was a good one.
Thanks. Oh, dear, this one. Okay.
Going to the bathroom? Toileting. At first I thought you were just like sitting there. I was like sitting.
Okay. Oh, this one.
For your shoe, for the socks, sock aid. It aids.
Very good. Okay. Just a couple more. Okay.
In pointing into backwards, forward, chaining, forward chaining.
Yes, very good. All right. Okay.
Flexion. Your range of motion.
Yes, very good. Two more, or one more. Okay.
What are they? That's a reach. Like the adaptive equipment.
Yes, very good. You got him. Good. Woo!
Look at us go.
Okay, well.
Great. Well, I hope this was helpful and that you enjoyed this little skit that we played for you. And I hope you learned more about what OT is.
Yeah, and just a little bit more about what we do as OTAs and the similarities and differences that we have from PTAs. But yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully this helps.